stuff. Another episode of whatever I'm gonna call this. I don't know. Okay, I don't know where it's gonna go. We'll see. It's early, 7:50 in the morning. I got up at 6. I was actually gonna come here earlier, but I don't want to wake up the neighbors once I get back, because today we're building a desk for our media room. We're gonna attempt to build a desk. I don't know if we're gonna build a desk today. We're gonna try. I'm pretty handy. I'm okay. I do all right. Sorry for the shaky cam update. I have it bounced on the steering wheel. My dad, my grandpas, my father-in-law, they've all taught me quite a bit of stuff with, woodworking and doing construction type stuff. Woodworking's very strong. I'd say construction is probably closer. I'm decent at drywall framing, mudding, usual stuff, I guess. Like, what is that usual stuff? I don't know what qualifies as usual stuff. I don't know. I'm 30, right? So I should be able to do all that stuff. Today we're gonna try and build a desk. I've never used polyurethane in my life. I have used wood stain before. It's been since I was a little kid working with Grandpa to build some stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I'm at Menards today. You can't even see it. I don't know why I did that, but I'm at Menards today. I'm obviously not in the Audi. We're in Rico Suave's truck. We've got to get some 8-footers. I'm gonna build the top out of 2x6s, the bases and everything else out of 2x4s. So it's gonna be very heavy. And yeah, come along for the ride. I got all the tools at the house already. Actually, I came here yesterday and I got like screws and stain and sandpaper and all that stuff. I didn't think about filming it because it was a last minute decision. Like, oh, let's go price this stuff out. And then Menards has their 11% rebate deal going on right now. So I was like, oh, well, I might as well go ahead and get a lot. And a lot of stuff's on sale too. So we're in the Duluth Trading Company jacket, BC Limited shirt. Gonna knock out some man stuff today. I'm only gonna cry a little. I have way too much fun in that store. Full disclosure, I used to work at Menards. Actually, first job ever. Well, not this one, but the one in Indianapolis. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So like I go in there and I feel like I know where stuff is, but at the same time complain because it's in different places than the store I worked at. Got the pig ticket. I had to run to the lumberyard. So I've been through all of those. And I'm still gonna go through those because we're still not quite done yet. Getting there though. I just looked through boards for an hour. Got the wood. It's bungee corded down back there. Be safe. We're gonna get out here, head home, get it all loaded into the house, and then probably get a coffee and kind of wait for the neighbors to wake up. It's still not even 9 a.m. So I don't want to run that big old miter saw out back. I really think the hardest part of working like a job that has a lot of materials like this is unloading everything off the truck. Like, it's horrendous. I'll show you guys out back once the mosquitoes go away. They're everywhere, like daylight, nighttime, they don't care. Your birthday, Jesus' birthday, you getting bit. They don't care. It's 9:30, so I'll probably give the neighbors another half hour before I get out there and start sawing. I'm gonna set up some tripods and hopefully get some cool footage, but if I cut my finger or I get a splinter, it's over and y'all are never gonna see this video anyway. I figured I would actually just go through the receipts from Menards and let you guys know how much everything cost. So what we're doing is we're building 2 independent desks. So they will come together and meet sort of like an L, and they will both sit independently though. I was gonna build an L-shaped desk and I was actually going to connect them and try and build it into the walls and everything, but I didn't want to screw into the walls, and I was like, you know what, if we ever move or something, I could still use them as independent desks or put them in a different corner or something that way. So they're gonna be freestanding, 2 independent desks. They will meet up together though. So we are building 2. One is going to be, I think, 7 feet long, I think it's 89 inches. And one is going to be, what's 66? 5'6"? Like 7'2", I guess 5'6". So one's almost 6 feet long, one's almost, whatever the other one is. Probably gonna have to call Riffer or my Grandpa Evans like 300 times. As far as lumber goes, I just got lumber today and I got another thing of the polyurethane instant finish, whatever you want to call it. So that was 10 bucks for that little can, $9.97 actually. The 2x4s were $3.48 a piece. We got 12 of those, I think 12. Yeah, 12 at $3.48 a piece. They are 2x4x8s. Everything's by 8. And so that came out to $41.70, whatever it says, cents. The 2x6x8s I'm used for the top were a little bit more expensive. They were actually $7.25 a piece. So they came out to $79.75 because I got 11 of them. So that was a big hit. So today with the polyurethane and the wood, it was actually $131.48 with $140 with tax. So a bit steep today, but it is the material that you're going to be using. So definitely buy the better stuff if you can. I got the construction stuff, and I really spent a lot of time digging through the wood stacks trying to get some that were flush, they weren't all messed up on the sides. I wanted a little bit of texture to it, like enough to where you could tell like it was wood, but I didn't want like anything gnarly, anything like splintered or anything. And if you are unfamiliar with Menards or Lowe's or Home Depot or any of the places you can go get wood, dimensional lumber is not straight a lot of the time. So you really got to spend a lot of time, flip the board over, look at every single, make sure it doesn't bend or warp or anything like that. And make sure your boards are marrying up together, because if they don't, you're going to have a weird, kick on one end. It's not going to connect. I mean, no matter how much you screw it, I mean, unless you seriously put it in like a vise and hold it with some wood glue. I mean, and even then, depending on the length of the board, it may never come true. So definitely spend the time, go through. I mean, I spent an hour looking for, what did I get? 12 and 11, so 23 boards, and it took me an hour to find them. So spent quite a bit of time digging through the lumber stack and trying to make sure I got good ones. I did buy one extra 2x4 and one extra 2x6. Get an oops board. Yeah, I mean, if you mess up a cut or anything, you're not just screwed. You got to stop, go back to the store, send the wife back to the store. She's gonna get mad at you. Don't do all that. Going through yesterday's purchases, I had to get a bunch of different stuff. So I got another thing of the small polyurethane yesterday. I got some foam brushes. So the 2-inch foam brushes were 57 cents. The 4-inch foam brushes were 79 cents. I had 2 things of satin gray spray paint for the base because I really like the color and I just think it's gonna go on a little bit easier. I got the Minwax gel stain in mahogany is the color that I got. That was $16.98. So I got the bigger can though. I got a sandpaper multi-pack, this bad boy. So this bad boy has 80, 120, and 220 grit sandpaper. So I'm gonna try and kind of start with the 80, work my way up. From there, I keep saying haha Phil. From there I got some construction screws, just 2.5 inches. That's what you use when you're joining 2x anything. And I got a rope dog toy. That was $2.99 for my babies. So total sale was $61.27. So if you add that to the $140 that I spent yesterday, you're looking at $201 and some change. Now, in addition to that, I already had a lot of the tools, and the tools that I didn't have, Steve had. I have to make 4 bases. I have to make 2 tops. And a lot of the boards are actually the same size, because like the top of the base will be the same as the board that goes next to it to anchor all the boards on the top together. All of the uprights and the bases are all the same length. So really it comes down, it sounds crazy, but it comes down to 2 different sizes in the 2x6, because one for my desktop, one for Lauren's. And then it comes down to 2 different sizes in the base, because you just have the top and the bottom are the same, and then the supports are the same. So I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel. Like I said, I'm very confident in my ability to make the cuts, screw it together, and essentially frame it out and build it. I'm not worried about that. Painting it, even the spray paint, I can do that. It's the stain and the polyurethane that's throwing me, and I think it's just because I've never done it before. There's the puppies being whiners. This is the setup. Okay, I already cut some boards here just to try it out. Got this little extra thing off, very key, along with the Chanel candles. Mosquitoes ain't got no sense. Lumber, tripod that the camera will eventually be on. Sander, I don't know why I brought that out. It's not ready for that yet. And this is the awesome chop saw, miter saw, whatever you want to call it, that I borrowed from Steve. You can see my back porch is covered in leaves, and ran the extension cord around back over to there. but this thing is working out like a dream so far. Should make short work of these. I need, let me show you the cut list here. So 2x4s, I need 12 at 26.5 and 16 at 28. And then I have the 2x6 measurement written up under here. So we'll get cutting and see you guys when we're on that. Ignore Winnie barking at nothing. We got them cut. Okay, so these are the sides. So these are the uprights. These are the flats, the top and bottoms. So they are just a little bit shorter. I have 2 extra 2x4s and kind of 1 extra cut I can get out of that one too. There's a scrap. So we're gonna start working on the 2x6s now. Okay, update. We are rocking and rolling on the tops. I'm doing the longer one first, shorter one second. That way we have a little bit more choice to cut off some of the nastier pieces. Some of them were pretty straight. They just had kind of chewed up bits, but that doesn't matter if I'm gonna cut it all off anyway, because I gotta cut about 2.5 feet off of the smaller desk. So the big one was the main one to get the links right, because we didn't have as much wiggle room. We're only cutting off like 7 inches. So bigger desk is done. It's not attached yet. These are just sitting here. This is how it's gonna sit though. Drew out some lines, know where that's going. That's gonna be the base. First board of the smaller desk is cut. So that one's 66, that one's 89. This thing's ripping them right now, so pretty cool. The tops are done. All the boards for the sides are in here. Now we should be done sawing for the day. So we clean this bad boy up. Gonna put it up here in a second. Okay, gonna get a little more up close here. So you can see this board's not attached, but that's where the edge of the base will be. This board just sitting next to it, but this is the anchor board. So I'm gonna put this one in first, build the base separately over here, and then I'll put the base right up next to it, screw it in, because the base isn't gonna get installed till it's all the way upstairs. I live in a townhouse. So we gotta get these boards in. I marked it 1/2 inch off each end, so you won't actually see it as much from the front, because this is the front edge right here, and this is the bottom, obviously. So I'm gonna pilot the holes, drill 2, drill 2, drill 2, drill 2, drill 2, drill 2, and then run screws down into it, pulling the boards together as tight as I can as we come down. That way we can decrease these little gaps as much as we possibly can. Like, so you can see that one's kind of bigger, that one's not as much. So we're gonna pull it tight as we can there before we screw this board in to hold it all together. I'm piloting the holes because I don't want the board to split. It's kind of the short version there. If you do it, I mean, you don't have to. You can take the risk. You can get special screws that are less likely to split. I just use a regular construction screw and just pilot the hole. You know, just takes 2 drills. So I have my Craftsman drill bit here. I have my Craftsman impact driver right here. So I'll put the screws in with this. I'll drill the holes with this. I'm gonna drill all the way through this board and a little bit into this board, not very much. So it's not a huge drill bit. You can see it's not really even as big around as one of the screws. So I'm not looking to wallow out a big old gigantic hole. I'm just enough to let it bite and then knock it all together. Okay, so not an ad. This is just what I bought. Performax multi-purpose 9x11 sandpaper. I'm hoping this sandpaper will be as good as I think it is. It's got 3 different ones in here. You got 80, 120, 220. Not an ad. This is just what I bought. I don't think this is gonna work with this little Black & Decker sander that I have, because this is like has to Velcro these little joints on. But I have a different one inside that actually like clips down to it. So I'll have to cut this down to the right size. And then I'm just gonna do a light sand Now this is all together, and on the bottom, I'm not even gonna stain the bottom or paint the bottom. I just wanna make sure if you run your hand along it or something, you don't get like a massive splinter. So just a real light sand. I'm gonna hit the front, turn it over, and I'll do the top considerably better. Then I'll put it off to the side, screw together the next one, and then we'll start building the bases. Does anyone know if you go with the grain or against the grain? I just learned something. People do that distressed wood stuff so they don't have to sand as much. Sanding sucks. Sanding sucks. Well, folks, first big mistake of the day. I had one cut I messed up earlier. Wasn't a big deal. Didn't have to use the oops board. I forgot this is the top, not the bottom. And I screwed this down like a moron. And I marched across the whole top. We can sand that part, but the drill, I mean, it's screwed. And turn it over, see if I can use the bottom. If I can, cool. If not, got the oops boards for a reason. Only problem is I just put the saw up. Okay, forgive my air conditioner in the back, but little one put together, sanded. There's a little bit of a gap right there. I'm gonna sand both of them again before I stain them, but they are both rough sanded at the moment. Now I'm going to start building the bases, which means I have to get all of these boards over here, drill holes, pilot them, screw them all together. This is a scrap piece of wood that I'm going to put the boards on before I drill the pilot holes. That way you can drill straight through it. You don't have to worry about drilling into something else. You don't have to worry about drilling into the desk or into like whatever you're putting it on. And just makes it a lot easier to hold and without trying to drill it like while hovering over your foot or something. So yeah, you can see I'm sweating. This is a lot of work for one dude. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Get a buddy if you're gonna do this. All right, bases are done. You can see we got 3 holes. I just put one in the middle one because it's gonna get held together by being up against that one there. Top board, 2 supports. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Those are gonna go up underneath those. Hold it all together. All right, update. Those are still done. Those are all done. They're sanded, kind of smoothish. This one's over here because I wiped the sawdust off and I'm going to paint it next. I'm gonna put some like trash bags down. I don't have a tarp. And then I'm gonna put some more over here. So when they're done and kind of tacky, I'll move them over so they can dry. That's where they're gonna sit. Fun, fun. So, mistake number 2. Again, sweaty, sorry. It's not fun, it's hard. Painted that bad boy, and it took an entire can. I got 2 cans. I thought maybe one would do 2. One does 1. And I'll probably need one more just to kind of touch them up because this stuff is painter's touch, fast drying, indoor and outdoor. Sucks. So, gotta get like 3 more cans. Has anyone seen worse spray paint than this? Watch this. Like, it doesn't even paint. Go on the board. Yeah, gonna need about 97 more cans of this bullshit. Look at this, streaky. All right, this is it for the night. It's getting dark, that's why the video quality is dropping. Got them stained. There's still some little spots you couldn't really get. I gotta get a marker. 2 of those done. That one's over there drying on the benches. Polyurethane in the morning after the dry. All right, update video, day 2 of building 2 desks. We're back in the Audi, going to get some breakfast. Lauren's on her way out. Way overdid it yesterday. 2 desks for 2 desks, 1 guy. Two desks for 1 person is a lot. And by the end of the day, I was wrecked. I was so dehydrated. I didn't drink water, I didn't take breaks, I didn't really eat. And at the end of the day, I had to go to Menards to get more paint, and I was just wrecked. So yeah, I drank 9 bottles of water last night, which is like 100 and something ounces. Almost a gallon, just to feel normal. So won't be doing that again today. But today should be pretty simple. We're just gonna polyurethane, finish painting. We gotta go upstairs, disassemble all the old stuff, get that other desk out of there, move the computer out of the way, put the new desks in, put the new computer on the new desks. There's Lauren coming.
She's good. She's standing parking.
There's Winnie Girl going with us to get breakfast.
Hi.
All right, day 2. Leaf cleanup. You can see we got a little bit fell. We put up the umbrella, so that stopped a lot of it. Got some leaves on that one over there. This is the world we live in. All the trees, as far as the eye can see. So, yeah, leaves are always a problem. But first thing Lauren is going to take, we got a little pin, a little marker that's going to clean up. Like you see the little edges in there. Like that one's a little bit more prominent. Leaves are falling on my wife. But Lauren's going to go through and clean up the cracks or any little white spots that we couldn't get stain into. I am going to start painting again on these. Look at how horrible that paint was. I mean, just worst paint I've ever used in my life. One can. One entire can left this splotchy, horrendous paint job. Awesome. Great product. But yeah, that's where we're at. Dogs are chilling. This shouldn't be too long. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Knock on wood. We're done, baby. Bases are painted. Final cleanup now. Nibby man's helping. Nibber's like a supervisor. He's just gonna tell us what to do. Kind of what we're doing here. All right, time to disassemble the old desk. As you guys can see, this will be a major upgrade. We have 2 chairs there. That one's just kind of old. This is the newer one. And the new desk will go from here all the way down to the edge of this. So significantly more desk space than just that little thing. We did it. It's a bit big, to be fair. I think it turned out pretty well. The stain looks pretty good. I still don't like the paint on the base, but you know, I mean, what can you do? Daggers and choosers and all that. But no, I think I'm actually really happy with my first ever attempt at staining and polyurethane and sanding and all that stuff. It's not too bad. You can still see in the middle there's some little gaps. You know, we gotta use that marker probably a couple more times, but I think it's okay. The only spot it's a little warped right here, so it's not quite against the wall. So I'll probably put like an L bracket there, but it fits snug all the way. This one's perfect. So the 5-footer came out, or 5.5-footer came out awesome. 7-footer just got a little bit of a bow in it, but it'll work out. Like a lot. I'd say for the 17-hour project, it worked out pretty well.